What's going on, Slay Baes? It's Ashley and welcome back to my channel. I'm sorry, my voice kind of went out on me there simply because it is hella early. It's like 10 a.m. You guys, I never film this early in the morning, but I feel energized. I went to the gym and I was like, you know what? I might as well just knock out all of my filming early in the morning. So that's what we're doing. Today I will be using a brand new collection from Colourpop. This is their 5-year anniversary collection and the theme is kind of like a watermelon theme. So I figured, you know what, let me pop on green, put warm tones on my eye and be a big ass watermelon for this video. But no, seriously, all jokes aside, I'm really excited to dive into these products and see what they're all about. So if you guys are excited to see my thoughts, how they blend, how they go on, performance, yada, 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 then make sure you guys like the video and subscribe to my channel. While you're at it, don't forget to click that little bell because I may or may not have a giveaway. Since I'll primarily be using Colourpop products in today's video, I'm gonna give away this big PR box filled with a bunch of the Disney villain collections that launched a little bit ago. I personally own a couple things from the collection and I don't need all of this makeup, so I wanna give it to one of my Slay Baes out there. Make sure you guys drop me a comment with the hashtag Slay Baes, and I'm not talking about enter me or anything like that. Leave me a genuine comment, give me some feedback, let me know what you wanna see in future videos, or just simply talk to me down below in the comments. With that, let's go ahead and get right into the video. So I did zoom you guys in a little bit because I want you guys to be able to see everything up close and personal. The very first thing I want to dive into is the Best Served Chilled Face Bundle. Now this includes a watermelon seed oil, a watermelon face milk, and also one in a melon lip scrub. So there are 3 products in this little kit right here. In this little kit right here. I'll actually have prices and things like that listed on the screen because I don't have all that information in front of me and I feel like that would just take crazy long. So refer to the prices that are listed on the screen. I'm gonna go in with the face milk first and then I'm going to put the oil over top. Not entirely sure if that's how it goes, but I'm going to do that because I'm really interested in seeing how this feels on the skin. It says I'm supposed to apply 2 to 3 drops into the palms, warm between my hands, and gently press into the skin. So I'm gonna do 1. Ooh, that was a lot. 2, 4. That's a lot actually. And I'm gonna kind of just put it into my skin. That definitely feels very, very nice on the skin. It actually feels hydrating and very, very moisturizing. And it doesn't have too strong of a scent. I actually don't like products that are heavily scented. I don't know if you guys know that about me, but fun fact, don't like heavily scented products. Now I'm gonna go in with the watermelon seed oil. Now I will say for scent, it kind of smells like watermelon, but it's not too strong. I definitely wanted to let you guys know that it's not like heavily scented, but it definitely is scented. It says to do the same thing, use 2 to 3 drops and warm it in between your hands. I can't speak today. This is why I don't film early in the morning. And then just press it into the skin. This is actually my first time ever trying anything like this from Colourpop, so it's definitely refreshing and it's a nice change of pace. Before I get into eyeshadow and stuff like that, I am going to prime my eyelids with my MAC Soft Ochre Paint Pot. This is just going to prime the eyelids. You guys know I feel like I repeat myself a lot in my videos, but by this point, you guys know to prime your eyelids. I mean, come on. So the eyeshadow palette I'm going to use is the Main Squeeze eyeshadow palette. You guys, when I opened this up, I knew immediately I wanted to film a look with it. I did hold off a little bit because I wanted to kind of stray away from the warm tones, but come on, can we take a moment to appreciate this palette right here? It's also a plastic palette. It's not paperboard packaging or anything like that, so it feels very, very sturdy. I also love the fact that it comes with a full-size mirror here, and then also the shade names underneath the eyeshadows. Like, I'm all about that, and I actually love that, to be honest. So the first shade I'm going to pick up is called Frosé, which is that really pretty soft pink shade, and I'm going to put that in my crease as my transitional color. Normally I will go in with more of like a brown, but this look doesn't have many brown shades in it. It definitely leans more red, more peach, and honestly I'm all about that. So I'm going to continue rocking this in my socket, and so far the shadow is very much pigmented. Do you guys see that? I am putting this directly over top of that eyeshadow base. I did not set the base down with any translucent powder or anything like that, which is something I do sometimes, not all the time. It really just depends. I actually forgot, I'm not even gonna lie, so whoopsies. The next shade I'm going to take from the palette is called Big Gulp, which is more of an orange, and the brush I'm using is just an M514, and I'm going to simply pack it right here towards the outer V and kind of work it into my crease a little bit just to kind of deepen it up. I also want to apply the shade right here in the very inner corner just to deepen it up. Now I do love this brush from Morphe just because it is very, I don't know, it's very tapered, it's very skinny. Granted, I feel like Morphe brushes, they kind of fall apart very quickly. I don't know if you could see that, but the bristles are kind of like fraying at the barrel, which is very, very weird to me. But it gets the job done. I like that I can easily just fit this brush right here in the socket. So if you guys are interested in this brush, I will have it listed down below. A lot of you guys always ask me about brushes and for me to link brushes. So I'm gonna get better at linking brushes in the description for those of you guys who are curious. Also going to just run this a little bit in the crease. As you can see, I am keeping the center of my lid bare because I'm not entirely sure if I want to do a halo. I know I always do kind of like the same eye look, so I definitely want to switch up the pace today. Then going right back into an M441, I'm just going to run it right alongside the edges to get a better blend. The next shade I'm taking is called Like It's Hot. It is such a beautiful, very like rich, like reddish orange. Not red, but definitely reddish orange. And I'm going to take that on an M507. And again, I'm just going to kind of layer it right here towards the outer V. I'm using an M507 because it is a lot smaller than this brush right here. Like in comparison, you could see the difference. Like I like to use this. This is like my favorite brush. It's such a precise blending brush. It allows me to really pack on color and also like blend at the same time. I always say it's like a cross mix between a little blending pencil brush. So that's why I really love it. Like the look right now, it's pretty, but it's very red. I need to create some dimension within the look. So if you look at this palette, you could definitely see that there are some brown shades down here. This one, not so much, but this one definitely leans more brown. This shade is called Red Bottoms. I am gonna take this in the very outer and inner corner of my eye. I'm gonna use this brush right here, which is by Sigma. This is a smudge E21. But what I love about this brush is that it is so small and I could easily place the color right here. This is something that you want to do with a brush that is going to give you more precise application, which is why I am using such a small brush for this step. I'm going to work on just packing the color, and then I'll go in with a clean M507 to really just buff out the lines for more of a seamless look. And then with a clean M514, I'm just gonna lightly blend. Like this look is all about the blend. It's all about layering. Y'all already know, like I'm so anal when it comes to layering shadows. Like I probably layer way more shadows than I need to, but you know what? The end result is just breathtaking. I'm also gonna take that shade and put it right here in the very inner corner. And with an M507, I'm just gonna kind of buff and blur out the lines, just so that way it blends a little better into the other shadows. So as I'm sure you probably could tell, like my right eye right here, the shadow isn't really sticking to the very outer V area, and I'm getting more of a patch right here in this area. So instead of throwing the entire look away, I'm gonna switch gears and I'm gonna cut my crease with a little bit of the NARS Soft Matte Complete Concealer. I think I'm gonna do like a full on cut crease. I'm gonna cut it from the inner corner all the way to the outer corner because that's the only way I'm gonna be able to cover this area up. Then I'm gonna take my brush and really just tap out the concealer just so that way it's nice and even all the way throughout the lid. Now I'm gonna go back into the shade right here called Red Bottoms, and I'm gonna put that right above the concealer to really just define out that crease area. As you can see, it's a little bit defined like in this area where I put it before, but not in the center. And since I did kind of switch gears on you, I am going to just take this right here in the upper crease area just to kind of connect everything together. I'm going to use this shade right here in the center, which is more like a peachy orange shade, and I'm going to pat this all over my eyelid, well at least in the very inner part. So I'm just going to kind of tap it on like so, and this is such a beautiful shade, let me just say that. Then I'm going to take a little bit of the shade right here called the Baywatch, and on that same brush, I'm just going to pat it right next to that really light kind of like peachy shade. Okay, and lastly, I'm going to go right back into the shade right here called Red Bottoms. Since I have a little bit of concealer here, I'm just going to lightly tap it and blend it into the shimmer here, kind of creating more of like a circular eye shape. I went ahead and cleaned up all of that fallout. I'm now going to start working on the skin. As you guys saw in the beginning of the video, I did apply the face milk and the facial oil. So I'm just going to prime the skin now that I've given that product time to really penetrate into the skin. I'm going to use the Olehenriksen Banana Bright Face Primer. Today, I really think I want to go for more of a natural kind of like dewy face. Not so much powdered down. I want to look nice, luminous, and glowy, but not oily. So I am going to go in with the Banana Bright Primer all over to give me more of a luminous glow. I'm also going to take a little bit of this on my forehead. Following that, I am going to go in with the TatchaThe Silk Canvas Primer. You could also use the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. Literally, it's the same thing, but I spent my money on the Tatcha one way back before the e.l.f. one came out, so I definitely want to use it. Girl, we can't let no coins go to waste. You guys know I'm really big on color correcting, so I'm going to use the Pixie by Petra Brightening Peach Color Correcting Concentrate. I love this so incredibly much. If you guys haven't tried it, I definitely recommend. It's $12 at Target, and I'm almost out of this. Like, you could tell I love it because I'm all the way down to the very bottom. I actually had nightmares that I ran out of this stuff and I didn't have it to use in my everyday makeup routine. So I immediately went to Target and I picked up a restock. Like, it was that serious. I'm also taking it right here alongside the sides of my mouth because I say this in a lot of my videos. Sometimes I feel like it's a little dark in this area, so I like to just brighten it up with a little bit of a peach colored corrector. Okay, so moving on, I'm going to go in with the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. I am obsessed with this product. I feel like it makes my skin look amazing. I am in the shade number 4 medium. I could definitely go a little bit lighter because, as you can see, it is a tad bit dark for my skin tone, but when I get to blending it out, it doesn't come off half as dark, but I do want to get the shade under this, maybe even 2 shades under this. I like to just put this on the highest points of my cheeks, and then I'll take a damp sponge. This one is by e.l.f. Cosmetics. It is literally the best beauty sponge that is easily accessible, so I definitely recommend it. I will have it down below in case you guys are interested in just checking it out, but as you can see, I just take a little bit of that product and buff it into the highest points of my cheeks, and it gives me the most beautiful glow I have ever seen. Let's move on to foundation. I really want to test this out. This is the Wonder Beauty Nude Illusion Liquid Foundation. I have mine in the shade, actually, what shade do I have? Medium. They sent this to me in PR and I'm very interested in trying it out. It says it is more of a weightless fluid foundation formulated for full coverage with a natural radiant finish. It's also designed with a doe foot applicator, as you can see. I thought that was very, very interesting because it is more of like a squeeze out tube. And then we have the applicator right here, which is honestly different, but also really cool at the same time. So I'm gonna take a little bit of this and just put it all over in hopes that it looks good because I have no idea. Then with my damp sponge, I'm gonna go ahead and blend it out. I will say that I probably could have opted for more of a lighter shade. This is medium, and I don't really consider my skin tone to be medium, but you know what? We're gonna make it work, honey. We're gonna make it work. Look at that coverage. Oh my gosh, this is really pretty. It's like melting right into my skin, which is just out of this world good. For concealer, I'm going to use the Bye Bye Under Eye Full Coverage Anti-Aging Waterproof Concealer in the shade Light Honey, which is more of a warm tone concealer. I'm going to put some on my finger and I'm just going to kind of dab it right here. I'm just going to go in with the sponge now to really just buff the product into the skin. At first, I do like to go in with my fingers because I feel like that just really, really helps melt the concealer because it is more on the thicker side. And for my under eye powder, I'm going to use a little bit of the Too Faced Born This Way powder. Now I'm only going to focus this directly underneath my eyes because I still want to maintain more of like a radiant, dewy finish. So I don't want to like completely mattify everything. I'm going to take the sponge, dip it into the powder, and then tap off the excess on the back of my hand, just so that way there's not that much on the sponge. Look up and just press it right here in the very inner corner underneath my eyes. I'm also going to take a little bit of this powder down the center of my face, like my T-zone, chin, cupid's bow, nose, and forehead, because these are the areas of my face that I do not want to get like overly shiny throughout the day. So I want to make sure they're nice and matte, because again, throughout the day they will start to naturally get a little shiny. So I like to make sure this area is completely matte before moving on to this next step. I'm going to do some cream contouring with the Fenty Matchstick. You guys, this has literally become one of my favorite products. This one is in the shade Mocha, and it blends out so beautifully, and it looks more skin-like than anything, and I am all about that. So I'm going to go ahead and just take a little bit right here, and this is going to blend very nicely into my skin because I haven't set the rest of my face down with any powders or anything like that. So it's going to glide nicely directly over top of that Wonder Beauty foundation. And the brush I'm going to use today to blend it out is the Pro Foundation number 47 brush. And I'm just going to kind of blend it just by patting it. So looking at my skin right now, I can definitely tell that it has more of a luminous, very hydrated, skin-like effect, which is something I am all about. But to prevent myself from looking like an oil slick throughout the day, I do have to go in with some kind of powder. I recently picked up the brand new Marc Jacobs powder. This is their Accomplice powder, and I picked mine up in the shade 50. And I love this powder, let me just say that. It is more of like a luminous powder. It is a very radiant powder. It's not gonna make you look chalky, dusty, which is something I really like in the powder. It has really nice iridescence in it. I'm gonna go in with a powder brush. This is the ABH number A22, and I'm just gonna kind of dust it in the areas that I want to just mattify a little bit more, but I don't want to overly mattify, if that makes any sense. So I'm gonna run it right alongside my cream contour just to lightly set it in place. This isn't gonna cover up any of the pigment or the color. It's really just going to lightly set those areas just so that way it doesn't get too greasy throughout the day. For my highlight today, I'm going to use the Prisma Glow Palette by Dominique Cosmetics. I used this in a video a few videos back, and I honestly really liked the powder highlights. I do kind of want to experiment with more of the skin gloss. So I'm going to take a dry sponge and just kind of dip it into that skin gloss right there. And then I'm going to start patting it on the highest points of my cheeks. And the reason I'm using a dry sponge as opposed to a damp sponge is because sometimes a damp sponge can essentially separate your foundation that's underneath, and I don't want that. Do you guys see that? Like, so skin-like. She did an amazing job with this highlighter palette. If you guys were thinking about picking it up, it really is one of the best highlighter palettes I've tried in a really long time. Now that I think of it, I should have most definitely applied my blush before I actually went in with the skin gloss, but I'm just going to take some of the Jouer Duo here. This is from their new Tan Lines collection. This is the Cheeky Summer Blush Duo in Terracotta Sands and Hot Coral. I love me a good coral blush, so I'm just going to dust this onto the apples of my cheeks and blend it back into my hairline. I'm going to spray my face with a little bit of the ABH Dewy Set just to melt all of the powders down before I go in and finish off the eyes. And it's at this moment where I like to take my damp sponge and really just press that Dewy Set into the skin, just to make sure everything just looks good together. Since I'm pretty much done applying powder all over, I'm gonna go in with a little bit of brow gel. This one is by Glossier, and I'm gonna coat this through my brow hairs. I like to just brush it straight upwards, like so. I have been going for more of like a piecey brow look. So let me know what you guys think of it. I know it's a lot different than my brows. Like before, I used to do them very, very dark, very just filled in, but now I'm trying to create more like fine hair like strokes within my brows to make them look a little bit more fuller and fluffier. So I'd love to know your thoughts on this new like brow situation. Let's move right back up to the eyes. I'm going to use this NYX matte liquid eyeliner. This is an extremely matte black eyeliner. I love it to create extreme cat eye wings, so I'm just going to go ahead and do that right here right now. So cue the music. Now that is what you call a super matte black liquid eyeliner. I will have it linked down below. You guys will absolutely love that liner. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna pop on some falsies, put on a little bit of upper lash mascara, and then we'll come back and finish off the rest of the look. So I'm back. I popped on my falsies. These are the falsies I'm wearing. I've been wearing these in almost every single one of my videos recently. They are the Salon Perfect Extension Seeker Lashes in the style 662. I definitely recommend that you guys pick these up at Walmart, wherever you can find them, honestly, because they are so incredibly beautiful on the eyes. I feel like it's the perfect affordable lash for my eye shape, and I'm all about that. Let's go ahead and go back into the Main Squeeze palette by Colourpop. I do want to finish off my very lower lash line, so I'm going to take the shade called Frosé on a flat definer brush right here, and I'm just going to push this closest to the lash line. And with an M507, I'm just gonna smoke it all the way out. You guys know I like my lower lash line to be nice, sultry, and smoky. And you guys already know the drill. I'm gonna take this shade right here called Red Bottoms on that same flat definer brush, and I'm just gonna kind of pinch it closest to the very outer V just to kind of connect everything together. Now, anytime I experiment with color, I like to go in with a colored liner and my waterline just to kind of make it fun and poppy. So I'm gonna use this by Colourpop. This is their cream gel liner in the shade Unce, right in this area. So I can definitely say that this color is a lot different than what I had originally thought it would be, but you know what? It's not bad at all. I feel like it complements the look very, very well. I'm also going to take some of this body glitter and just pop it on the very center of my lid just to add like some dimension. Y'all, I can't tell you how beautiful this looks, like just popped on the lid. You know what? While I'm here, I'm just going to kind of pop some in the center. Oh my goodness. Let me just say, I am so incredibly obsessed with these little body glitters. Like, it's called Glittery Obsessed for a reason, and I can honestly say I've been sleeping on this product from Colourpop. I had no idea that this would give me this kind of effect. I've actually been looking for a product that could do this exact thing for me. So I'm really, really excited. I got this in PR and I was able to try it on camera with you. They also sent over this one. This one is called Bring the Heat, which is more of like a gold. I'm going to swatch them both next to each other just so that way you could see the clear difference between the two. I really like this one, Trippin' on Skies. I am going to go on the website though and see what other shades they have in this formula because it is beautiful. I am going to go in with MAC Strip Down Lip Liner, and I'm just going to lightly outline my lips and kind of feather it and fade it in, but I'm not going to press too hard. Now, after careful deliberation, I decided to go in with the Slice of Life lip bundle, which comes with one ultra glossy lip and one ultra blotted lip. The ultra glossy lip is called Fresco, which is so incredibly beautiful. And then the ultra blotted lip is called Swing Away. Now, I am going to start off with a little bit of the ultra blotted lip. I like to put it on the back of my hand like this, and then I will take my ring finger. I'll dip my finger into the lip product and just press it onto my lips. Then with a brush, I'm just going to concentrate the majority of it in the center. You know what? I actually thought I was going to go in with the glossy lip, but I really don't think I need it. I really love the blotted lip effect that that product gave me. So I'm pretty much going to end it here. I am going to spritz my face with a little bit of the Dewy Set by Anastasia. Woo! And that is pretty much it for today's video, Slay Baes. What did you think? Let me know down below in the comments. This right here is the final and completed look. Honestly, I did something completely different. I slicked my hair back in a bun, which I never do because let me just say, anytime I do this, I feel bald, but I'm definitely feeling the vibe. I also look like I just graduated high school. Like, what is this? This looks like a cap and gown. I promise you, it's such a cute top. I got it from Zara. I will have it listed down below, and I have no idea why I'm being weird, but I'm just really excited. I really love the way that this look came out. I had so much fun experimenting with the Colourpop collection. So if you guys are interested in checking this out, I definitely say go check it out. Specifically these glittery obsessed like body glitters. I know they're marketed as body glitters. I'm not entirely sure if they're eye safe, but I kind of took the risk. I put it on my eyes and I really love the added effect. As for the main squeeze palette, did it give me problems? Yes, absolutely. As you guys saw in the video, this shade right here, it didn't really want to blend out on my right eye, but on my left eye, it blended out smoothly, seamlessly. I had no issues. So it could have very much been a makeup mishap. Makeup mishaps happen to the best of us. You just have to know how to clean them up without taking off your eye makeup completely. The shimmers, they're extremely fine. They're buttery, they're rich, they're creamy. I didn't get much fallout. They aren't chunky either, which is really awesome. Honestly, I just really love the formula of Colourpop eyeshadow palettes. I think they are out of this world and well worth the money. As for my ultra blotted lip, I feel like it's different. I never really do things like this on my channel, and I feel like it just really goes with the vibe. It really goes with the look. I'd love to know your thoughts down below. And of course, I hope you didn't forget, I'm giving away the entire Disney Villains collection by Colourpop. So if you guys want to win this collection, make sure you guys leave me a comment down below using the hashtag Slaybays and leave me an actual comment, not just enter me. You're better than that. Let's have a conversation. Leave me recommendations. Let me know what's up. Let me know what you had for dinner. Whatever it is that you want, leave me a comment using that hashtag. Also, like the video and click that bell so that way you guys are notified anytime I upload, which is every Monday and Wednesday. Follow me over on the gram if you guys haven't already. I know I'm talking a lot, shameless plug, but I love you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, I'll be sure to catch you guys all on the next one. Deuces.